and salutations, everyone. Alright, we got the new cinematic. It is almost 3 minutes long. That is a lot more than I was expecting. I believe certain people are telling me that it was only like 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm gonna be guessing that's the Zovol one then. So we must have messed up which one was getting what. But this is the Anduin raid finale cinematic. So this should prove interesting. There's been a lot of theories rolling around regarding it, especially since the fight has a certain good old Lich King involved in it. So that resolves that theory that I had a little while ago on whether or not who was in the sword and all that stuff. So the raid encounter already kind of confirms that. So this, we're finally going to see just what that is. So here, we know how to counter the Ma abilities because we fight Anduin. As you know, the Ma abilities are basically subjecting and dominating and controlling people, so that's always fun to have to deal with, because that's what we saw the Zovol deal with, or try to do in the end of the raid to Thrall, Jaina, and Bolvar, and he succeeded. So now we have a little bit more of an idea and a grasp on how to deal with that because we fight Anduin. But without further delay, let's go ahead and see what this is all about, because oh boy, this has a lot of implications on what could be happening here. He already looks a lot like Arthas, so, and we've had those constant parallels during BFA, so, and also even Shadowlands, of course, too. So, yeah, let's, I can't hold any more, let's watch this, and, hopefully it doesn't make, people upset. Well, it probably won't make me upset, but you never know. Alright, let's go. In 3, 2, 1.
Do you not understand? This one is bound to me.
Doing a Sindragosa.
Fulfill your final purpose. Annihilation. The fate of all who carry my blade.
Oh shit.
My son.
Varian!
This blade does not belong to darkness. It was forged by valor. And also by honor. Its legacy.
Oh boy!
And ours.
Sarfang and Varian!
Even here. Now, let it be finished.
Yes! My boys! I was not expecting them. There we go. Nice.
Arthas.
Hi, Arthas.
Is this all that remains of him?
The last flicker of his scarred spirit, consumed in the forges of the jailer.
No crown,
Damn.
no throne, not even a soul left for judgment.
Shit.
I hated you, hunted you,
Okay.
and with each selfish act became you. That is my burden to bear. But your legacy is at an end. Be gone then, Arthas Menethil. May the last whisper of your name fade and be forgotten.
See, Arthas. I think that's all we really needed. Okay. Let's talk about this. Because holy shit, did I like this a lot. You know what, I'm sure many people are going to complain about the whole Sylvanas and Arthas parallels and all that other stuff, but you know what? I think that's all. I personally, I think that's all we needed in regards to seeing Arthas. I know a lot of people really wanted to see him again, see him react, see him interact with everyone, and for his soul to be judged and sent somewhere, but his soul is done. His legacy is done, and I think that's fine. I think that, I don't know, I'm perfectly fine with what they did with Sylvanas and Anduin. Not Anduin, sorry. A's. Dang A's, man. So Sylvanas and Arthas in the cinematic, but let's talk about the good stuff. The good stuff. Because I am happy with this cinematic. For 2 reasons. Oh my god, I have not felt that good in a while for a cinematic. Taron Gregory and team, phenomenal job. Alright, let's talk about this. So, we open up with Anduin throwing a Maw Blast at Jaina and crew. Jaina does her amazing shield block that she did in Dazara lore. I think that's amazing. I think that's great. Zoval commands Anduin to do the last thing, which it looks like he's going to kamikaze himself with his own soul sucking into the blade. And Sylvanas runs in to try and stop him. Very nice to see Sylvanas doing something good. And it happens. Anduin his own soul is getting sucked into the blade to probably do some form of an explosion of some kind, I'm imagining, because that's what it looks like. And then 2 glorious men who both wielded Charlemagne show up. Anduin Wrynn telling him that the blade is not meant to be wielded this way, and someone even, in my opinion, better than Varian, debated, I'm sure it's going to be debated, and then Saurfang. Varrock Saurfang shows up. Love this man. I am so happy to see him again after everything. It is so good to see these 2 characters again. Screw Arthas. I don't care about him anymore once these 2 showed up. Like, they stole the show. They were glorious to see them again. I am so happy. So happy right now to see them again. And I know that they zip away and they disappear to who knows where. We don't know where their afterlife is. That's fine. But they stop Anduin from doing what he's about to do. They reach out, grab both blades, and separate it. And this is what I theorize could have happened with the sword. Basically splitting the sword in 2 fixes it, which that makes sense to me. You know, that's what the sword's function is. So that makes sense to me. That works out. Sword splinters away. Anduin's armor shatters apart too with it. I guess that was just magic. And then Jaina, she shows up to lend what she can. And then Anduin glances into this soul. This is all that's left of Arthas. All that's left. Arthas is a shattered soul with very little left after Uther tossed him into the maw. And I'm willing to bet Uther is very much regretting everything right now. And then Sylvanas, of course, one of the most she was tortured the most by this man. She offers her own kind of words and judgment on this man. And she admits, after everything, that she became Arthas. She started to do what he had done in his own legacy, basically. Sylvanas, a very long time ago, Garrosh said the same thing. Garrosh said, "What difference is there between you and the Lich King now?" He's answered with, "I serve the Horde." No longer serves the Horde. She did terrible things. She admits to doing those terrible things. And, she had become Arthas. The very man that she hated. The very man that she swore vengeance upon. She hunted him. She gave up everything to hunt him. And then there was, in a very similar fashion to Illidan and Maiev, what is the hunter without the hunt? And that's what Sylvanas kind of had to contend with for a little bit there. She literally jumped off of Icecrown and ended her life after everything. But she found a future. She found a legacy to focus on after Arthas was done, with the Forsaken and with the Horde. but even that got tampered with because of good old bald man Zovol, who at the same time rigged her whole situation with dragging her into the Maw. And I still don't know, and I don't think we know until the Sylvanas book comes out, on whether or not that was going to be her fate. Like that's what she deserved. I still don't think when she ended her life at Icecrown on the Serenite Pillar, I still don't think that at that point in time she deserved to go to the Maw. After everything she's done, yes, but also no, because she's regretting her decisions and trying to make up for it and all that other stuff. It's very complicated. I mean, in Pelagos's own words, as we'll find out later in the chapters, I don't think anyone really deserves to go to the Maw. I think everyone deserves a second chance in Revendreth, and you should be looped in there until you eventually, become better. And, yeah, but Sylvanas kind of offers her final words to Arthas and basically says, be forgotten. Not be forgiven. I don't think that's the words she says here. She says be forgotten. And just kind of feather away. Let the legacy of Arthas be done. And just be done. That's all she tells him. And you know what? I think that's the right thing to do. I think that's the right thing to say. She does not like what she had become, and that's kind of her legacy now. And what she has to pay for now. I love Jaina and Uther here. They are so upset over this. Over Arthas just fading away. He doesn't get an afterlife. They're never going to see him again in this afterlife. He's just done. It is tragic in its own way, but in the end, Arthas did do a lot of terrible things, and it's a very complicated situation to address that. Do you forgive Arthas after all the things he had done? Do you complicate that by having Zovol be the one who told him to do the things? And they already addressed that. They already basically said that Zovol didn't command Arthas to do everything. In fact, Arthas and Ner'zhul and Bovar all didn't listen to Zovol's commands for the most part. They were like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I what a cinematic. You know what? I was not expecting Saurfang and Varian to show up. I was kind of expecting Varian to maybe show up, but Saurfang? No, I was not expecting him to show up, and I am so happy that the two wielders of one of the Alliance, one from the Horde, both fathers, they showed up, and they got Anduin to stop. They saved Anduin there. Magnificent. Magnificent. If this Shadowlands in a lot of ways has been complicated, it has not been the best. I will say that, and I will admit that. But this cinematic was amazing. This was epic. This was good. I'm sure many people are going to be complicated on that, but especially with the Arthas stuff. But Varian and Saurfang showing up, magnificent. Horrific. I'm so happy right now. I cannot stress that enough. But, that's all I really have to say about this cinematic, I think. It's not a very complicated cinematic to talk about. I'm glad that Anduin is okay. I'm very curious to see how much this whole thing will impact him in the future. I don't know how much it will. I kind of hope it does, just a little bit. But I had a good one with this cinematic. I love seeing Saurfang again. I love seeing Varian again. I liked that Sylvanas kind of got the last words with Arthas one final time. And, yeah. I'm very curious to see how people react to this. I'm willing to bet it's going to be mostly negative from the community, but you know what? I really liked it. I think it was good. So, phenomenal job. Can't wait to see how this expansion ends, and I really can't wait to see what's next for the future. But, until next time, guys. I'll see ya.